Welcome, podcast listeners. It is episode number 232 of the Fret Talk podcast. I will edit Lee out of that first bit like the absolute bastard of audio that he is. Ugh.
If you got it right the first time, mate, we wouldn't be here.
It's episode number 232 of the Fret Talk podcast. You're here with your host, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. You are here with Lee Padabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-doo. Say hi, Lee.
Yabba-dabba-doom. How you doing?
Yabba-dabba-doom. It is definitely a thing. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
It's not.
Well, I mean, you've made it official now. We are here with, oh my gosh, it's Josh. Say hi, Josh.
I am back, peoples.
You are back, peoples. I mean, you are leader of the back, peoples.
Did you hear something else there, Lee?
I mean, Lee seems to be doing his own thing right there. I mean, carry on, Lee. Carry on.
I am front peoples.
Indeed. Okay. And then we also have got Mr. Matt. Come on, say hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Wait, I mean, this is an absolute shit show at the start of the podcast.
Not even 2 minutes in, at least we've broken Lee already.
I know, it's an absolute shit show. But, I mean, we start as we mean to go on. Let's do a podcast, please. Let's do a podcast. I mean, I usually sound like this towards the end of the podcast. I'm usually a little bit more composed at the start of a podcast. Oh, right, so yes, we are here to talk the week of guitar. I think coming up we've possibly got some, we've got an obituary, we've got a bit on some Gibson pedals and possibly some guitars. But before we do that, we start the way that we usually start, which is Lee trying to stick a pedal up his nose. What is it?
Ain't a pedal.
It looks suspicious.
It's a camera stand.
Oh, okay. I mean, it looks suspiciously like a marital aid. But there we go.
You want to stick a camera stand up your nose? You know, it's
well,
nose.
Who knows? Whee! So, what we've been up to, guys? Let's do a podcast the way that we usually do a podcast. What we've been up to? Go on.
Well,
we'll start with. We'll start with Josh because he's got a lot to talk about. Go on, Josh.
Do I?
Yeah, of course you do.
Usually people always get really fed up of me talking and end up losing track of anything I'm saying. Yes, I
mean, tell us about your podcast,
I have
Josh.
been up to a... Yes, Guitar Geeks went back live on Saturday with the first episode of Season 2 with Jake Wilson, who is a guitarist and composer for London's West End. And it was a lovely, lovely chat talking about when you went to Berkeley and having John Petrucci and Steve Vai on his own podcast. So it was good fun.
I mean, all of those things sound suspiciously like he's an actual musician and not pretending to be one like us.
Isn't it?
I mean,
yeah, I was chatting to him and I was just like, oh, I am so out of my depth here compared to you.
It was don't you just when the Phrygians and the Mixolydians, and you're like, yeah, sure. Cool. Yeah.
What's the only Phrygian I know is I keep my water in it downstairs in the kitchen.
I mean, I can play you a G chord, and after that, I'm out, mate. I'm out.
I mean, I do wonder how you don't learn your modes. Like, what? I don't get that.
I have ADHD, so trying to sit down for any period of time to go through repetitive patterns is something that I can't do.
I can play all of the modes. I can't name them all.
Yeah, I get that. So, first off, ADHD, H isn't even a note, okay? Right? It's A to G.
So get it right.
If you do enough coke, you might find the H, though.
We are, of course, talking about Coca-Cola here.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not making.
If you drink too many E numbers, you might find the H.
That's it. Well, like certain German compositions from like way back, like the 1800s and so on. There was a use where H was a thing. If you Google it, you will see the mysterious H note or H
How can
chord.
you know that and not know your fucking modes?
He knows his modes.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm playing a little dumb here. I almost got into learning the modes of the Phrygian dominant scale. Sorry, the harmonic minor scale, which of course has the Phrygian dominant, as we all know. Yeah.
That's on my list. That after I've done all these like metal lessons, then I want to get into these dominant seventh scales and stuff like that, and that scares me.
Words.
Yeah, I mean, you end up with stuff that is stupid, like
sounds
Dorian Dorian like sharp 5 and stuff, and you're like, okay, yeah, sure, I need that. There's very, very few like extremely useful ones, unless you're playing horribly extended chords
or jazz.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. If you're a jazz guy or girl, knowing the modes of like the harmonic and melodic minor are an absolute must. If you're gonna rip pentatonic blues, I mean. You
leave pentatonic blues alone.
I mean, why is it?
This is my wheelhouse, man.
Josh Smith recently said, like, just because someone's playing fast doesn't mean they can't play with feeling, and just because someone plays the blues doesn't mean doesn't mean that they don't have an extended theory of knowledge of music theory. It doesn't have to be black or white. It doesn't have to be either or. You can do all of it.
Yeah, I mean, to put it into like a different context, I know like hundreds and hundreds of it. I know like words like quintessential, but I still use fuck and shit, and I overuse those within an inch of their life. So, I mean,
so Stephen Fry,
exactly.
He's pretty bloody clever.
Indeed. So we lean on what we know, and what.
Sorry, Josh, we've completely overtaken your thing about your podcast. Tell us more about this dude.
Well, so he started off his kind of musical career doing the same thing as what we all do, going, "Oh, I like how that sounds. I like how that sounds. I wonder what X, Y, and Z is of Phrygian scale, dominant, second, third, or whatever. I don't know."
We established
that. And I don't want to divulge too much because obviously I want people to go and listen to the podcast as well. But it was very interesting to hear actually, because you hear like Mayer and Petrucci and all those that have gone to Berkeley, where they have, how it's led them, and actually it's kind of interesting to see, I mean, not to sound crude here, but how the average Joe has been able to actually apply that and then start to obviously kind of earn a living from that.
I mean, because we can't all be Petrucci's and John Mayers, can we? There's got to be, like you say, crudely put, an average Joe's take on what that education will get you.
Yeah, and it was interesting because obviously, we always think about, like bands, or, all of us, we, especially during COVID and things like that, we've been residing to sitting at home and we haven't been able to play gigs. And, for most of us, gigs is just a good way to go out and have fun. Some of us obviously do it as a living, some of us don't. And it's actually quite interesting to see, obviously, how that has affected him in the theatre industry, because people couldn't go to theatre and things like that. So, because to be fair, when we was going through it, I didn't actually ever think about the people that are playing guitar in a symphonic orchestra and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was really interesting to see that.
Yeah, to see how he
and
diversifies
hear about it.
His earnings.
Yeah. It was a really fun podcast.
So this is where the government kind of turned around and they were like, "Oh, well, go out and get a real job." And he's like, "Spent my whole life getting ready for this."
Yeah, you can train in this job. Yeah. I mean,
other than that, I finished mixing and mastering my first song for my EP today, and I also have produced a Muse Quad Cortex patch, which has taken off really well.
So is it based on the tones of the new Muse tune that was released?
Well,
Yeah.
ironically, I had listened to it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn that riff because it absolutely slaps. And I just threw on a Diesel VH4 patch on the channel 3. And I was like, okay, that sounds relatively close, but I can get it closer. And then I just started fiddling, looked at pictures of what Matt was using in various rigs, piling it all together. And then 2 hours later, I made a rig.
Nice.
What did you find he was using? Because he switches up his rigs quite often, and I've not seen the rundown of what he's using for the new stuff.
Obviously, there's nothing really to do with his new stuff. I know, obviously, he's been using Kempers.
Gibson Les Paul and the Marshall, yeah.
Well, he does.
Yeah, definitely.
He does use Marshall. He uses Diesel Marshalls.
So the actual amps that I've used mainly is I've got the VH4 on the channel 3, and I'm also using a JCM 900 as the two main amps. For the cleans, I've got a JC 120 and a Vox AC30 with a top boost. Because when I was looking at pictures of his rigs, they were kind of... I know he used the JC 120 on drones, I believe it was. And then they're all running through Marshall cabs, 57, 121 mics. There's EQ in there, digital delays, lots of stuff like fuzz, pitch shift, and all the fun effects.
What was it tuned down to? Do you know?
B standard. The new song was done on the 7 strings.
Proper low. Proper low.
So I broke out the baritone and I used to have it in drop A, so I just tuned up the low A to the B, and then it was pretty easy from there.
Nice.
Or obviously, if you've got a 7 string, you can do it on a 7 string.
Yeah.
The hardest setting actually to replicate that I was making was that Plug-in Baby intro.
That's Fuzz Factory.
But obviously, kind of.
There's like 4 different layers to it, and it's all over the place.
Matt's obviously got the Fuzz Factory built into his Manson, and he kind of uses that to get some of the really sort of glitchy sounds. But what I ended up doing was I've used 3 effects. I've used a Revival Drive, a Fuzz Pi, which is basically like a big muff, I guess, and the Pog to just add the slight octave to it. And I used an EQ that kind of took out some of the low end, and it's worked quite nicely actually. And
he also, in that particular guitar, he had a theremin built into it, so that's where he's getting all the stuff at the beginning.
Yeah, like when you listen to, is it the one that the Live in Rome Colosseum or whatever it was, and
he's got a delay on it.
Yeah, it's mad. But what I also found was when I used the EQ and the fuzzes as well, it gave me that sound from Supermassive Black Hole, that broken speaker style fuzz at the start.
Yeah,
and it come out really, really nicely, to be fair.
So you've been doing a little bit of a tone tour of the discography of Muse rather than just focusing on the one.
Yeah, I tried to make it so the presets, you could do everything. So there's obviously some parts I've got for specific sounds. So say like if Lee had his Quad Cortex for example, if he had one, and he wanted to play Supremacy, I've put a setting for it where it drops the tuning down, so you can use, instead of obviously having to go to drop A, you can then just use the A string and have that single note drop octave to simulate that, which I think was
only on the one string.
Yeah, because I think Supremacy, it does it for all of them, but obviously you just play the one string, not all of them.
Right. Okay.
There's the plug-in baby sort of things I've done. I think it's Time Is Running Out. I think he has that kind of clean with the pitch shift on the top of it. I've replicated
almost like
that.
There's a drone on that as well. It's almost like the note is being sustained from it feels like it almost feels like he's got a sustainer, like an ebow over the string and he's hammering the notes.
Yeah, I've found that obviously with some of the Muse stuff, he does use Sustainiacs for some of the songs to just try and help prolong that, sustain it a lot more. So obviously I can't really do that because I don't have a Sustainiac.
Yeah,
it's one of those things I've always wanted to install in a guitar, but I have no idea what guitar I'd install it in.
If you want one, I'd sincerely recommend going down the Fernandez or Bernie's route. They're both the same company, so they both have the sustainer pickups. So rather than because you got the Sustainiac and then you got the sustainer pickups, and they both do the same job, but they're slightly different. They are absolutely fucking amazing.
They do look like really good fun, I have to say. Maybe in the future, but yeah, that's what I've been doing next.
I'm gonna go next because it kind of follows in with that tone hunt that you've been doing. I have taken the mantle of tone chasing for the songs that I've been learning for the band really seriously. So much so that I've been looking for the very specific Grammy Award winning Santana tone that was on Smooth. Yeah. So I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole this week. So I listened to the isolated track, which you can find on YouTube. There's a few like isolated tracks, and I had an idea, like listening to it, I had an idea what was going on. But then I went onto the forums. In fact, I went onto a Quad Cortex forum as well, actually, where they were like mentioning like some of the things that they thought were happening with it. And I ended up recording a little bit of a video for that. So like in the style of the pedal boards of Doom stereo rig setups that I did a couple of weeks back. I've done one for Santana's tone on Smooth, and you'd really be surprised with one of the effects that I use. But I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to wait until that's released so that we can keep that surprise.
Is it the tone control on the guitar?
Yeah, it's exactly what I was going to say. Every time I've ever played any Santana stuff, it's always just been roll the tone down.
We did that for a little while in one of the bands, and all I did was use the neck pickup, roll off all of the tone, and use Erase the Dead.
I mean, weirdly enough, I didn't use the neck pickup. I used the middle setting. The tone was rolled off, but actually it's a lot less woolly than you'd think. That specific tone, there's like other Santana tones probably are a bit more towards that, but that specific tone has got a very, very specific. In fact, it's for a few parts of the song, it's double tracked, and one of the guitars is doing an octave higher, but has also got what seems to be a certain effect. But again, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let you watch that one because it should be out tomorrow. I think.
So I'd imagine it'd be something subtle, like a thickening chorus or phaser, something just to give it an extra bit of movement on it. There's got to be a bit of delay on there.
See, what you've done is you've actually listened to the track, whereas I learnt it from memory and was like, "Oh, it's Santana. Let's just take all of the tone off and use a load of fucking gain." And it goes a bit like this. And I vaguely remember the riff. And then the rest of it, I just twatted around.
Yeah, I mean,
Santana.
That's essentially what Santana. I watched a couple of versions of it, so I listened to the original track to try and get those kind of notable licks, but then listen to Santana doing it live at like certain.
Yeah, he's nothing fucking like it.
No,
he might. You're lucky if he plays the riff when he does it live.
Yeah. So I thought, I didn't feel so bad as to like not having practiced so much before turning up to rehearsal. It's like I'm being authentic to the original artist here. But yes, like the original tone is. There's a lot more to it than you would think. But I'm gonna leave that one there. Today, literally today, on this day when we are recording, so last Tuesday for you lot, released finally the multi-track versus Mimic.
It was such a good video, such a good vid. I was really, because you weren't sure about it. You were like, I don't know if it's going to be good. It might not be. I was watching. I was just like, this is good. This is really, really good.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Did you get it right, though, is the question. Did you get it right?
I listened to it on my phone, and then I put in the comments, I need to go and listen to this through headphones to decide.
Yeah.
The one that I thought sounded the worst, I suppose I can probably say it now. Do you want me to go into it, or do you want me not to, so other people can go make their own minds up about it?
I mean...
Yeah, let other people make their own minds about it and drop a comment. So if you're going to go and watch the video, which you should, go and do it after the podcast. But
please, not whilst driving as well. Because
so I wish you'd said that earlier. I've crashed now. For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Pedalboards of Doom is not liable for any accidents that may occur during this podcast.
And that is a quality disclaimer there.
But
so the one that you thought was the worst, don't say what track it is, but the one that you thought was the worst was which one?
I was walking around doing things whilst watching a video. But the one I thought was the worst was actually the Mimic.
Okay.
Sorry.
And I think based on the guesses that Josh did beforehand,
I tried to find my answers, but I couldn't seem to find them.
I remember that they weren't right.
Yes.
But I obviously didn't.
I didn't think they were.
I didn't want to give that away. I think because I don't think we've shared it on the podcast. I think you guessed the actual multi-track as the Mimic, which made me quite pleased that there was some legs with this video, because I sent you like the rhythm guitar track one, didn't I?
Yeah.
And you went, this one sounds pretty thick. I think this one's the multi-track, and that actually I believe was the Mimic. So, whoop whoop. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's really cool.
Sound like you were getting into the heavier side of playing for a little bit.
Oh, with the kind of doomy, like melodic
again,
doomy track.
Yeah,
it was nice that
you're just making excuses up to play it now, aren't you? Like, what can I do next that will allow me to play something heavy and just like pretend like I'm not enjoying it?
I mean, the thing is, I bought some new drum plugins. And because I've bought some new drum plugins, they sounded really good for doomy drums. I bought 2 sets of drums from Ugly Tone, I think they're called. And they're just the most disgusting sounding drums. But
are they the really annoying company that just advertises to you at Facebook? Just every other advert is the fucking Ugly Tone metal, like death metal drums and fucking thrash metal drums.
Could possibly be, yeah.
Does my fucking head in. I hate Facebook videos because they've got adverts in anyway, but it's 15 seconds of just... It just does my fucking face in.
Budget Pedal Chap now needs to edit.
Yeah, well done, Matt.
It just does my head in. I don't buy plugins anyway, but Jesus Christ, like thrash metal drums on their own without anything around them don't sound good. That's why no one listens to just the drums. They listen to songs.
Can I add that he only got those plugins because he hasn't used Get Good Drums?
I mean, that is true. I don't have Get Good Drums.
They are well renowned as being like absolutely amazing. They get good stuff.
Yeah, I've got Easy Drummer, and it's really good for like polite drums, for like pop and like.
No, sir. After you, sir. No. Of course, I couldn't do that, sir.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. They're just
nice.
they're really kind of really processed and really like pop centric. They sound very good for that kind of stuff.
Really wanna zig zigar.
Yeah, I mean,
If you want to be.
if you did want to be my lover, just forget my patch.
You have got to give.
Forget
You've
getting
got
with my
to
friends,
going with this?
buy Easy Drum.
You've got to give. You've got to give. Yeah, you can't take. But yeah, they're really good for the polite stuff. But then when you want to do some like rock and like heavier drums, it just doesn't cut it. So that's why I've got the
Just hit them harder. Set it to hit them harder.
fuck's sake.
Or buy Get Good Drums, One Hit Wonder.
But yeah, so that's something that I did this week. Also, by the time this is out, I believe I will be featured on the Masters of the Cinematic Universe podcast. So please check that out. You haven't been yet, have you?
Well, I was mentioned.
Are you a med? Yeah. I will be doing a good 3-hour stint on there. So yeah, check that out. And they are amazing guys.
I'm really looking forward to it actually because since they've said it, I can talk about what I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing the really bad Super Mario movie.
Yes, you are going to. I mean, that it surprised me and also really didn't surprise me, or both at the same time.
Yeah.
Did you get to pick what film you were doing?
From a list, and like the ones that I wanted to take, I was like, taken. BudgetPedalChap, cunt. Right? taken. I was like, ooh, Terminator 2. Oh.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, cat's out the bag. I am doing Terminator 2. I'll be
It should be out by now.
It should be.
Yeah.
Should be. Maybe. I don't know. Their release schedule, but either so, it will be imminent. If it is not imminent. so there we go. Lee.
Yeah.
What you been up to this week, Lee?
Yeah, I've been playing my acoustic a bit. I've been playing 2 acoustic backing tracks. So usually what I do is I play to backing tracks of songs I know, or just like either like a Pink Floyd-y style backing track or a bluesy style backing track. And I thought, you know what about acoustic style backing tracks? And there's some really good ones out there, really, really good ones. And I was quite happy with them. And with the fingering that I've been learning and like how to play my scales, because it's been a little bit slower, it's allowed me to kind of like get used to using it a little bit more. It's quite useful, like really quite useful. It's
Does it disappoint your wife?
Oh no.
She prefers a slower fingering, does she?
I mean, he walked into it, he did, but...
Terminator 2 is really, really good. Don't watch Super Mario. Don't watch the film. No. It's trash.
There is a new Super Mario movie being made, and do you know who's playing Mario?
Go on.
It's got to be somebody Italian.
Danny DeVito.
Nope. You won't guess this.
Chris Hemsworth.
On that route. It is a Chris, and it is from Marvel.
Chris Evans.
Hemsworth.
Fuck off.
Nope.
Christopher Biggins.
No, there's only one other Chris, isn't there? Chris Pratt. Oh yeah, yeah. Like it doesn't make sense, does it? What franchise is that guy not in?
He's not in Jurassic
Chris
Park.
Evans has been in everything.
I mean,
Yeah.
Chris Evans has been in Marvel twice. He's that
Yeah.
prolific.
Oh man,
Good.
such
Good.
different characters as well. It's hard to get your head around that he was like Johnny and obviously, yeah, it's just crazy.
Indeed. I mean, your odd exclamation of Waluigi just reminded me that I watched very strange. I think it was like a share from TikTok. I mean, that happens too. When you got a nut, you got a nut.
Mario porn.
Now there was this TikTok being shared in a couple of groups of a woman dressed in a costume of Toad from the Mario series, drumming to Metallica's One, whilst also singing the lyrics in the voice of Toad.
Was she a green toadstool? Because it could have been Metallica's One Up.
Well, hey! I mean, it's a shame that she did not do that. But it was so fucking mental. Like,
was this available on pay-per-view?
Yeah, only fans, I believe, is this one. Drum. Yeah, only drum.
In it. Yeah.
Matt, what have you been up to?
Really not much. I finally, so if you go back and listen to a podcast probably around March or April last year, I talk about how I tried to install a wiring harness in a guitar and it worked before I soldered everything together, plugged something into the jack socket, it worked, then I put everything that was outside the guitar into the guitar and then it stopped working. And then I took it out and it still wouldn't work anymore. So I finally, after 10 months, it's gone to a guitar tech who's going to fix it for me. Because, yeah, it's literally been sat in its case. We've moved house twice. And it's sat in two different corners. And I've gone, I'd really like to play that guitar. Like, I've had that for 9 years now or so. And, like, it was my main gigging guitar for about 7 of them years. And I miss playing that guitar, so it went to a guitar. It's the Gold Cabernet Tele.
Oh right, okay. Bloody hell, you haven't played that for a solid...
It's been about 10 months since I played it. Because the worst thing is, about 3 months before that, it finally had a fret dress because it had some frets that were kind of starting to flatten out on the unwound strings. Just because I've been playing it for 7 years Like I worked out, I reckon I've probably played that about 12,000 hours on that guitar. And it was starting to like, so I had the frets dressed, and then I was like 3 months later, and the jack socket was getting really loose, and I was like, do you know what? It's got this shitty fucking Mexican wiring harness in it. Let's just rip all that out, and I'll get a proper one from James's Home of Tone. And it's just been sat in its hard case for 9-10 months. So I finally sent it to a luthier who is gonna sort it all out and just check that there's nothing else up with it, and then hopefully I'll get that back tomorrow. And I can play that guitar again. And I miss playing that guitar.
A luthier Newton-John.
Yes, a luthier Newton-John.
I mean, that's a stretch. It really is a stretch.
Honestly, when he said it, I thought, did he say Olivia? No, oh, right.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've done that, and I've played along to some Glastonbury. I've just been watching shit on YouTube and playing along to it, and the last 4 things I've done is Glastonbury sets for. It's not even particularly bands that I'm massively into. Just it's just followed on from whatever I was watching, and I just continued playing along.
Nice.
Which is weird because I never tend to do shit like that. But I've one of the bands, I've no idea who they are, because I was literally had my iPad plugged into my my simplifier because it's got an aux in. And it was sat on the table, and I was stood the other side of the room, and it went through their entire set. It was only a 30-minute set. No idea who they were, and it's kind of because it's gone on to the next video. There's no way of going back. So
yeah,
I played along to some music that I don't know what it was, and it was great.
Kanye West, by any chance?
It definitely wasn't Kanye West.
I
wasn't dropping N-bombs or trying to sing Queen badly.
Badly.
It wasn't.
I mean, that's generous.
God, they should, that should have turned into full-on riot. It really should have. There was enough people there to take the motherfucker out.
saying about with Queen, I saw on, I think it was on Reddit, and it was, that video of the Freddie Mercury, vocal warm up sort of thing, and somebody had posted one of some Korean. What do they call that stupid Korean music that
K-pop.
they all? Yeah, that's the one, K-pop. Some K-pop artist was trying to do it, and it was one of the most horrendous things I've ever seen on the internet.
There's a video that's similar to that is like either Korean or Japanese version of Britain's Got Talent, and there's some woman trying to do that to the crowd in there, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. And then she tries to sing Queen, and she's clearly not learned English and just tried to hear what the words sound like when she's singing. So tripping over words and just inventing things, and it's
It's like Ken Lee all over again, isn't it?
There's that woman who does the Can't Live.
Ken Lee, Ken Lee. To dibba dibba don't you?
Can libby dibby do you?
Yeah. But the thing is,
Bless
like
her heart.
she comes up to the judges and says, "I'm going to sing a Mariah Carey song," and they go, "Oh yeah," and she says Ken Lee, and she means, do you mean like without you? And no, Ken Lee, like confident in her wrongness.
I mean, go for it, girl.
Yeah. If you ain't got the confidence behind it, you ain't getting nowhere. So at least do it badly but confident.
Do you know what? I've got something that I want to talk about very, very quickly, which is
My
film
dick.
news, but is very relevant to what we're doing here. Not my dick. So he's going to edit him out now, isn't he?
Yeah.
There's going to be so much editing in this post-production, it's going to be unreal.
I imagine it's just the first 30 minutes, just delete.
So Foo Fighters are making a movie.
Ugh.
oh yeah.
Studio 666.
Ugh.
From what I've seen of it, it actually looks really funny, and the guys can Dave looks like he can act ish, and the others are a little bit wooden, but not so bad. And it is down that sort of it knows what it is. It's not trying to be the next Oscar-winning nominee or something like that. It knows what it is, so they're kind of just making a fun horror movie.
So it's not going to have the music of the Foo Fighters in.
No,
Yeah.
it's just a horror. It's just a comedy horror film.
Oh, I'm down with
They're
that.
writing an album in it in a studio that's haunted, and they start getting possessed and stuff. But there was a bit where he's like, right, I've got this idea of this new song, and he starts acoustically on an SG or something, starts playing Everlong, and they're like, you wrote that 20 years ago, mate.
It's been long enough.
It's
No
been
one will
done,
know
mate.
it.
It's been done.
No one will remember it by now.
It's one of my favourite songs. That is amazing track.
I think that was one of the first songs I learnt in Drop D.
Same here.
I played Drop D once. Never again. Never again.
Still talking about his Pornhub research. A bit.
See,
So yeah, Studio 666, and that comes out in February.
nice. Go on, let's do some news. Reluctantly, let's do some news. I feel obligated, but yes. Okay, news. Go on, Lee. What?
5 new pedals from Gibson / Maestro.
I mean, 4 new pedals and an FZ one.
Well, it's not, because it's got a modern mode on it as well. So, okay, so let's give a bit of history to Maestro, because last time we mentioned them, Matt was like, who? So
Yeah, and then somebody said, "Oh, the Maestro pedals would do for a good Matt rant," and I was like, "What's a Maestro pedal?" So I didn't take it in even when you told me last time.
That's it.
So they are Genesis. The first,
Which one is which
Phil
one
Collins.
is the 2 drummers?
yeah, you hit this
Peter
one, it goes,
Gabriel.
dun, 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 dun. So
Probably buy a
The
better power
FZ1
supply then.
right, okay. So the FZ1 was the fuzz that you heard on Satisfaction.
Yeah, OG fuzz, wasn't
Cool
it?
story about Satisfaction. Keith Richards doesn't even want the riff to be in there. He wanted it just to be brass, and
Yeah,
he asked them to delete the guitar riff, and they left it in. and he was
Yep.
pissed off about it.
Exactly.
So you're not even supposed to know that song with that fuzz sound.
Can you imagine the world if it had?
So what we're saying is Keith Richards hates this pedal.
Like certified.
So everyone else loves it, and it kind of spurred everyone else to go, "What is that? And how do I do it?" So the original fuzzes were supposed to make your guitar sound like a trumpet. So it was going to be da da ba da 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 da, like you say, it was going to be a brass section. And he was trying to emulate that, and they were going to lift it out and then replace it. But it sounded so aggressive, so as Satisfaction does, and it sounded just so much more angry than anything else. It was like, I don't know, it was the difference between like Slipknot and Foo Fighters, for instance, or something like that. It was that much more. So, yeah, it was pretty bloody heavy. And then that led people on to making other fuzzes. And then we had the fuzz face, we had the tone bender, and all these different circuits come out. And then all these fuzz face, tone bender, big muff. What else do we have? We had the what's the one with the octave up on it? The Fox tone, tone machine.
The blue box. No.
The Octavia.
Eventually, yeah. So the Octavia, all these came about, and then eventually went into overdrives, and then delays and reverbs and blah 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 blah. But the very first one that had a foot switch on it was this FZ1, made by Maestro, who were owned by Gibson. Now, they made loads and loads and loads more pedals over the years. They made a lot of synths and bits and pieces, but eventually they died a death, as many companies do. And now Gibson are like, well, why don't we make some more? So they've made a FZ-M, so instead of the FZ1, that has the classic mode on it, which is supposed to sound like the FZ1, and they've got a modern mode on it as well, which is a more full tone, because the FZ1 is very mid-scooped, very, very fizzy, very aggressive. It is the Satisfaction sound. And then you've got a few other pedals. So what have we got? We've got a drive, we've got a distortion, we've got a very interesting chorus, and a delay. They're all about $150, apart from the delay, which is $160 more or less. They're all 3 knobs with a 2-way switch, and the 2-way switch does a different thing on each one, because obviously they're different bloody effects. And they look really cool. They sound good. I was watching Andy's demo over at Reverb, and they did sound pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they've got modern sensibilities, because they've got like top-mounted jacks. They've got the DC barrel jacks as well, which like original Maestro pedal wouldn't have had.
Well, actually, you say that. Most of the old fuzzes had top-mounted jacks. Side-mounted jacks, like the Boss styles on each side, actually was a later thing.
Have you ever seen the Maestro pedal?
It's got 2 on one side.
It's so weird. It's got the fucking knobs where the top. If you're talking about top-mounted jacks, that's where the knobs are to change the volume and the fuzzness. Yeah. Just weird-looking thing. Indeed. But obviously, no one was around to copy Boss yet, or Electro Harmonics, or MXR, because they hadn't been invented yet, so you couldn't copy them. Yeah, they look really weird.
Yeah, they just
the originals.
Like it was all bets are off, weren't it? Like the fuzz face was essentially the bottom of a mic stand.
Yeah,
it's Ronaldo. Like, we've got these broken mic stands. What can we do with them? That's it. Drill a couple of holes in. Bish, bash, bosh. Job's a good one.
And obviously, you wouldn't have had a power input back then, because it was all running on 9 volts.
Of course, yeah. Because fuck you, environment. Like, if there's a way we could make it less environmentally friendly, let's do it.
Can we get a nuclear powered one?
Can it take 2 batteries instead of just one?
The nuclear powered one is the original Soviet fuzz.
Oh,
if you think about the need for like a power bank, that's there to like power several pedals. Since this was the only pedal in the world at the time, unless you had multiple, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
That's it. A battery will do. Yeah, a battery will do.
Yeah.
And like with electronics the way that it was back then, you're more likely to get shocked and killed if it's plugged into the wall. Like, will not run the risk of stamping on my own death. Thank you very much.
The size of a transformer, taking it from like 240 down to 9 volts. Back then,
yeah,
would have been huge.
Would have been like a car. But yeah, I mean, as a plus point for these things, the aesthetic is pretty awesome. They've got like a real kind of 60s vibe to them, and I like that. I dig it. And the wedge shaped enclosures look kind of cool as well.
I like the knobs. Excuse me. But yeah,
save it for later, Lee.
I think there's some of the clearest controls I've ever seen. Like there's no mistaking where your controls are pointed on them, is there?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
No.
they are signposted very, very nicely. The FZM is fine. People are like creaming their kegs for the Maestro at the moment. That's cool. That's got a market. The Overdrive is a tube screamer. Do we need another one? Do we need another $150 tube screamer?
Yeah, and I think that's my problem with these things. Like there's 800 different overdrive pedals in this, probably about in this kind of 120 to 180 price bracket. I would say about 25% of them are already tube screamers. Like, and like, are you going to pick this delay pedal over TC flashback? Are you going to pick the chorus over any of the other chorus pedals in this? I think they're way late to the party. If you're going to bring back this brand, either bring back the fuzz pedal and do something different, or just bring back the fuzz pedal. Like that one, I kind of get. You know, it's got a bit of legacy. It's an old Gibson brand, so you've got the license for it anyway. All well and good, bring back that. But the overdrive and the distortion and the chorus and the delay, just they're dropping into a saturated market at the price point where everyone else has got stuff at that price point anyway.
Yeah.
The only thing to bring you here is a Maestro name, and actually there's no legacy for Maestro making a delay pedal or a chorus pedal or an overdrive or a distortion. They made this one thing that one time. The guy who made it originally stuck it into a bass and it killed it. It's not. I'm not even lying. The guy who made it, Glenn Snoddy, decided that he wanted to stick it into the EBOF bass, call it the fuzz basses, and that's what killed the pedal.
There you go.
The more you know, kids.
Indeed.
But yeah, like I understand. Like, yeah, obviously, this pedal is got a classic and the fuzz itself has got a classic and then a modern mode.
Yeah,
that's fine. You know, kind of get people in while make some money off the brand that is actually your name.
Yeah, the
your
legacy
name anyway.
behind it. Yeah.
But the other four are dropping into the most oversaturated pedal market in the world at the most oversaturated price point.
I tend to err on the same wavelength as Matt. I do. There is a little bit more to it, but I do tend to. That is kind of where I'm falling as well. Like I wanted to see more things that were actually related to what they've done before in the past, and maybe they will eventually. Maybe this is like their
they're testing the waters.
In the water.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that Overdrive is a tube screamer, right? I'm not 100% sure on that. It has got the low gain mode and the high gain mode. It didn't sound amazing to me, and I don't particularly like tube screamers, so it could be. I mean, I'm not 100% sure it is.
When I listened to it, it did have a distinctive kind of mid-range characteristic. I'm not saying it's exactly a tube screamer, but it's close enough for damn it. And I think Matt hit it on the head that actually, like, at the moment, people are jonesing for that Maestro fuzz because there's those vintage fuzzies like reissues. The Solar Sound with Boss have kind of kicked up a new wave of like excitement for old fuzzies. If they would have done like a vintage correct reissue. Like, this is like the legacy. This is the original one, and we're reproducing X amount for whatever. That would have sold like absolutely. It would have sold like hotcakes. These,
Well,
like,
yeah.
So you're talking basically like an NOS fuzz pedal.
yeah.
Almost.
No,
I mean,
the NOS stuff's going to be quite hard to get. Although Gibson have been releasing NOS guitars.
Yeah, I mean, so I'd understand that, and the fact that they've done like, this is like a modern twist on the classic. They'll get some kind of tangential interest from that. I get that, but those other four, do they do it better? Do they do anything different than what's already in that? And actually, no. A lot of the stuff is not as good as what's out there. Like, for $150, you could go for a Wampler, and like a Wampler,
I feel.
Okay, let's talk about what is a little bit unique about some of these pedals. And when I say unique, I don't mean necessarily unique, but it is a feature on them. So, like, the distortion does have a noise gate on it, which sounds like a very good noise gate as well. When I was listening to the demos, I was like, "Oh, hang on a minute, that sounds very, very natural. Yet it does its job."
precision drive.
Yeah, I don't know the precision drive all that well, but that's what this one does. How much is a precision drive?
About that, and it's
About that. So
yeah, and it's
I think it's about 149.
and it's a modern style distortion with a built-in gate. So,
okay. The chorus is interesting though, because when you switch it up into, you've got like a Earth and Orbit. When you switch it up into Orbit mode, it adds on, depending on where you've got the depth, it'll add on a tremolo, which actually rolls around into more rotary sound. So you had this kind of like nice chorus sound, and you can have a pulse on the chorus sound, and then it adds a separate like tremolo to it as well. And that sounded really, really nice. For me, that was the standout pedal of the lot. When I was listening to the demos, I was like, actually, that chorus on its own is the most interesting out of all of them to me. Sounded very, very nice. And the delay, I wouldn't say it's in competition with the TC. I'd say it's in competition with the CC, the carbon copy. Because it is an analog delay with a modulation switch. Did sound nice, but I don't think it's doing anything that the carbon copy's already doing.
And the carbon copy is cheaper, yeah. And like you could get the carbon copy bright, which does the carbon copy and the bright and the modulation again for
if
for this price.
I may kind of wagering, I feel like this is going to be one of those things where they'll be out for 6 months and then all of a sudden they'll stop making them, and then the people that have got them will hold on to them just purely for the resale value.
I don't think so. If they were going to do that, they would have done them in more generic boxes. And for Gibson to go into something like this, I don't think they would just do it like that. You've got like the LEDs are the three horns, so you got the blue, yellow, and red horns. Those are the LEDs. If they were going to do something like that, they would just put a normal LED in. They wouldn't have gone to like this bespoke cases and these sort of things. And that is another thing, right? When you put them all together, they do look like one of the old, like they do resemble one of the old Maestro sort of synths or something along those lines. And like, you know, if you squint your eyes a little bit, but that's pretty cool. They do look kind of retro.
Yeah, the aesthetic is the big selling point here for it. They have got a really cool styling to them. Is it enough? We need to kind of wait and see, really, don't we?
They could be the biggest selling thing this year. I doubt it, but they could be.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm wrong and they sound fantastic when you get them, and actually, you know, the overdrive is not a tube screamer and it's a different flavour, and we've not really heard anything the same. Then, or the like you say, like I'd not heard the chorus, but again, the kind of thing you're talking about. If you go into the editor with the TC choruses, if you go into the app on your phone or even plug it into the computer, you will be able to set things to do that. But I mean, if they do sound great, then they'll probably sell. They're from a company that's really good at marketing. I know it gets a lot of piss taken out of it, and the really heavy nerds on in the kind of forums that we're all in. But like for your general guitarists that don't sit and spend 4 hours a day on Facebook arguing over which transistor to use in their fuzz pedal, like those kind of people will see this kind of thing and it'll look cool, and they'll go, oh, you know, I might pick one of those up. Like having the Gibson brand behind it. I know it's technically Maestro, but like they'll advertise it as it's a Gibson brand, and it's a company that markets itself really well. I know we criticize it a lot, but actually all the things that we've criticized have worked wonders for them. So I'm sure these will sell well.
I'd like to criticize those cables. They look rubbish, don't they?
Yeah,
it looks like cheap plastic cables.
It does, doesn't it?
I mean, we can criticise the cables, but the coronet is.
I'm also criticising those picks because they're fucking awful.
Oh yeah.
There is another factor that might play into this, which is the buying power of components. So a lot of companies are struggling to get the components in to make their pedals. Gibson aren't going to have that problem, so it might be that they'll be able to put their wares into shops where other people won't be able to.
Yeah,
those very same shops that we can't go into or restricted.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want as long as you say you're not going to do something. You can do whatever you want. Ask the Prime Minister.
If you say it's a work event, you're fine.
Well, for us, it could be. I want to say, like,
with cheese and wine.
I'm going to try and get this Fuzz Tone FZM on Tonepedia. I'm going to work really hard to try and get it on there because we have got an FZ1.
Cool.
And it'd be nice to just put them against each other and just see how close it actually is.
Yeah, I mean, I'd happy to be proved wrong with these. I'd be happy if they did turn out pretty cool because, like I say, they've got a really strong aesthetic, and
the only thing is you wouldn't want to put any of them on the second tier of your board, would you?
Yeah, I suppose not. Yeah, right. Let's move on. I think we're probably at a point where we can do one last thing, and I did say that we'd do an obituary this week.
Yes,
Mr. Dumble. Mr. Howard Alexander Dumble. He's gone. To be honest, I thought he died in the 90s. So,
oh man,
I just assumed that he'd died in the 90s because like his amps are so sought after.
Made for a while.
Yeah. He's such a recluse and like the amps seem to like command such a mystique about them. But yeah, so he did.
It's a shame.
It is.
He was 77, so he wasn't exactly young.
Yeah. And
it's good innings.
it's not bad, is it? And
his amp sounded really good when he was around.
Yeah, I imagine they're still going to sound good.
Yeah, they might still sound good, but they're not going to make them anymore properly, are they?
No.
They haven't made them properly for ages. That's why they're so expensive. That's why they go for $100,000.
That's it.
And they're going to go for even more now, let's be honest.
Yeah, the price isn't going to go down, is it? Right, so I figure we'll do a little who can we name who uses Dumbles.
Oh, there's one person that comes first to mind.
Yeah, go on then.
Mr. John Mayer, obviously.
John Mayer. I've got a list of 9 here.
That isn't who popped into my head first.
Go on then. Who are we saying, Lee?
And it's really annoying because I can't think of his name of the blues player, the one that charges loads for his tickets, and he's
Joe
Bonamassa.
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
John Amasa. That's who I was going to think.
Okay,
of.
that's 2 out of 9. 2 out of 9 ain't bad, as Meatloaf said.
Did Dave Gilmour ever use them? I'm not sure.
I've not got him on my list. He could very well have, but I've got. 9 people.
I imagine Clapton will have done at some point.
Clapton does, but he's not on my list. I was given 9 of the quote unquote top. Top, yeah. Clapton kind of dipped in and out with it. There were 9 people who stood by them. John Mayer's one, Bonamassa's one. Someone who was mentioned earlier today by myself.
Santana.
Santana. He moved over from Messer to Dumble at around the point where he played that Supernatural album.
I'm just trying to think of anybody else who uses a Dumble, and nobody springs to mind.
No,
Kirk Hammett.
There's Kirk Hammett.
Dumble
couldn't even spell it.
Dimebag Daryl.
Dimebag Dumble, yeah.
I'll tell you what, I would not be surprised if these people actually did own Dumbles.
They might have.
What about Albus Dumbledore?
It was his signature amp. Right,
because he lived for a long time, so he managed to save up loads of money, isn't it?
Go through my list here. We got Carlos Santana. We've got David Lindley. Don't know who he is. Ben Harper.
Ben Harper, the ex-Newcastle United striker.
Ben Harper.
That's a good point. Actually, what about Lindsay Buckingham? Would he have had one?
No. Bonnie Raitt was one of them. Bonnie Raitt's legit. I rate Bonnie Raitt. Stevie Ray Vaughan. He was like big man ting, weren't he? Stevie Ray Vaughan. And then
I've heard of him.
Final one, Robin Ford.
Yeah.
He's notorious for nothing sounds like no other amp sounds like a Dumble. I think Larry Carlton also played one. But again, like if I could play like Bonnie Raitt and Robin Ford mixed, just like amalgamate those two together, I would be a happy man.
I thought you were going to say you would get a Dumble. That's what I thought you were going with that.
I'd bankrupt myself to get a Dumble.
Yeah, I mean that. Like the amps that you are showing here are probably like a decent chunk of my house. So
I love how this amp is worth like $100,000, and yet the overdrive special that is written on there looks like it was written on a calculator.
Yeah, it's the shittest font.
Now, if I didn't get obviously too much chance to talk about these releases this week, but I actually want to wager this question to you guys, so we can talk about this more next week. ESP have brought out obviously the start of their new range.
Phase 1, I think they call it.
Yeah, Phase 1. And obviously the big flagship model for the Phase 1 was the James Hetfield Snakebite Camo Explorer. Yeah. So before, and my friend owns one of the snake bites, and I think he paid about £1,200 for it, brand new. Yeah. Now the new camo one, just for the LTD version, is £1,800. Oh. And if you want the full blown ESP model, you're talking, from what I saw, about £6,000.
Jesus Christ!
Now, my question is,
why?
Why?
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting.
My question
because
is,
let's be honest,
painter.
I mean,
what the fuck has gone on there?
Well, I can understand maybe for the amount of money for the full-blown ESP model. I understand that because it's James Hetfield, and it does say that a portion of the money does go to the All Within My Hands Foundation, which only is owned by Metallica. But near enough £2,000 for an LTD, a factory in, I think it's Indonesia, they're still made at World Music, if I'm right in saying, for a factory-made guitar is asking a lot.
Especially when it looks like that, mate.
I'm flicking between the two models here, right? I'm flicking between the ESP and the LTD, right? And there is no way in hell there's like, what was it, like $4,500 difference? Like, all I can see is this different coloured hardware.
And
Well, it's
the back,
duplicate,
I think
yeah.
the back of the LTD one is just the plain satin rather than the actual Kiyu camouflage, I think they're calling it.
Like, I'm going to channel my Matt here. No one's going to fucking see that anyway.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't like the finish. I don't know whether it's like the album cover of the latest Metallica songs or whatever. I don't know where it's come from, but it looks like really bad.
James basically has a custom one that has that camouflage.
It looks weird. Like I could get on board with some camo, but it looks really bad.
So
I used to like Metallica.
I love Metallica. Right, here's the differences I can see. Right, you see this brown? Look at this colour brown.
The whole thing is different. The creamy bit is a different colour as well.
Yeah,
Either that,
slightly.
or they've taken the photo of one of them with like a different filter,
Slightly different light or something.
Yeah, because the frets are dimmer on the cheaper one. The frets, and there's no way the frets are actually dimmer in real life, unless it's the stainless steel frets. I don't know, but yeah, look, you've got. You can see the centre poles on these look like they might be
Spurzels.
Yeah,
These are.
And the pickups are different, and the hardware here is a different colour. But these are more or less the same guitars, right? You could buy that LTD and put the hardware on it from this one, and it would cost you probably about 20p. You know.
I mean,
But
if you're going for like the top, like the top of the line stuff, an extra couple of £100, and you'd get the same product.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I completely agree, and it is.
They also seem to have gone very sort of T-style inspired this year.
But none of
There's
them
been
are.
a lot.
Yeah, I mean they've brought back the TE range, but all of them are kind of humbucker, and they're basically like gym roots, aren't they? Rather than like traditional tellies.
I must say, when I was looking through them when they did the release, and they've done some more of the 87 classics as just coming up here as Lee's, I'm really drawn to that in that dark Italia purple. It is really, really nice.
That is nice.
I mean,
probably not the price they're asking.
Yes, I think for that they're asking 1,400.
Jesus Christ! I mean, no. I'm sorry. These look like £150 guitars.
Let me just very.
But like, didn't ESP do a thing where all the LTDs were like under 700, and then they had ESP basically
E2 or
that was it, ESP E2s, and they were like 700 to 1200, and then the full fat ESPs were like 1200 plus. What happened to that? Why are these LTDs suddenly 1,400 quid?
I suppose it's what's happening in the market, and because Ibanez have normally say like, here's 100 or 200 guitars that we're going to release, and they might only release at 80. They only announced 20 this year. No one can get all the bits that they need to make guitars. That's why everything.
A lot of the old ESP 200 series, and I know because I owned a couple of them when I first started out. They were £200, £300 guitars. Now they've got, I think, like their new introduction, I guess, into that 200 range. Just got the M201, and it's £500. And I think it's like basswood, body, extremely basic. It's their own, ESP
the
passive pickups, and I'm like, sorry,
proprietary hardware and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, I'm sorry, but for £500, it's a no. And I'm just looking here at the H1000 that we just saw on the screen. The £1,500. £1,500 for an LTD, and I'm sorry, but no.
Yeah, they're going the wrong way. I actually quite like some of the guitars that ESP and LTD do. I actually quite like their weird like hybrid offset SG.
Yeah, I love
really
the
like
Viper. Love the Viper.
But the price points just they kind of look like they were going the right way, and now they just seem to have shot off in the wrong direction.
They all look
and I'm
like
kind of worried
guitars,
because
they all look like beginner guitars. You can go on Marketplace now and you could pick up probably half these guitars for under 300 quid.
Easy. Yeah. And I've said to you guys, I am waiting for the RZK3, which is meant to be coming out in this phase, from a little birdie whom I know. And I'm slightly worried now that there's not going to be an LCD version, and I'm not. If he's going to be talking 4,000, 3,000 or 4,000, nah, I can't be paying that.
Yeah, for that reason,
no matter how much I would want it.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna extend a massive thank you to our listeners. I'm gonna extend an even massiver thank you to our Patreon backers. And for as little as $2 a month, you can be part of those exclusive crew of people who are as follows: Mr. Andrew Bimson, Mr. Adam Yeomans, Mr. Doug Christ of 37 Effects, of the Just Surprise Me podcast, and the Masters of the Cinematic Universe, which this week, I believe, will feature me. Yeah. Yeah.
Boo.
He did the thing. We've got Mr. Hugh G. Rection. We've got Mr. Ben Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups, and we've got Mr. Brian Goer of the Tone Jerks podcast and the Second Button podcast. Oh yeah. They've released another episode this week. It's not quite as frequent as other podcasts, and it leaves me jonesing. If you want to catch me online, I am BudgetPedalChap. You can find me at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. YouTube is the home to the No Talk All Tone series, which this week will feature the Joyo British sound, I believe.
And you're nearly at 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I think it's 921 as we podcast today. Not that I'm counting or anything, but yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. And a massively awesome community of people. There's so many just kind people, like sharing knowledge and just being great people. So I extend thanks to those as well, just for being amazing. Speaking of an amazing community, Pedalboards of Doom features this guy and this guy. So
hey, it always freaks me out when you point in, like you're at the top of my screen, so you're pointing at my tabs that are above you.
Yeah, you literally pointed at Toad Drums Metallica, which is a tab that I've opened whilst we've been on the podcast.
Nice.
Pointed at Keeley compressors for like, Robert Keeley runs
this week sponsored by Keeley Compressors for all of your compressing needs.
Yeah, so we've got Pedalboards of Doom on Facebook. So it's the largest pedal community on Facebook and possibly in the world. Definitely the most active. He says, thinking it might not be. Oh, it probably is. So we'll go with that.
We can't substantiate the claims, but no one can refute it either. So we're all good.
Yeah, it probably is, unless Reddit wants to say, yes, we are bigger than you. We talk about pedals occasionally. But yeah,
in an adenoid voice.
That's how Reddit talks, man. Have you never spoke to Reddit?
No.
Jesus.
I don't know him personally.
He also goes, Reddit. Sorry. Yeah, we've got Instagram and Facebook, and we've got a great YouTube channel with Mr. BudgetPedalChap on there, and Mr. Oh my gosh, it's Josh, and Mr. Matt. No, Matt's not there.
No.
Matt, join us.
Sounds like a lot of effort, doesn't it?
But I'm still not going to. I'd literally. This week was the first time I've played electric guitar since I moved into this house in the house. So trying to get me to actually sit down and do something that might become a video is going to be almost impossible.
You could just do rants, Matt's rants.
I'll just, if you do your news and I'll do a response rant every week.
Yep. He's wrong on that. He's wrong there as well.
What's the fucking point in this shit?
Completely get fucked with that.
Oh man,
Matt talks boomer bends.
I'm like half laughing at that, half thinking, do you know what, this could be a good idea.
We're on to a winner.
I genuinely think that's fucking brilliant. I think we need to do it.
Indeed.
Right, okay.
God, what have we done? So no one's going to support the YouTube channel if he's doing that. Right, okay. So yeah, we've got all those, and then obviously I work over at Tonepedia as well, where we make interactive demos with authentic sound files, so you can hear how things sound through various different guitars and various different amps, and you can hear guitars and amps, and you can hear pickups, but don't tell anyone. And we are
Big
even
cups.
releasing acoustic pedals as well now. And before Matt has a rant, it is acoustic pedals that are EQs that are made for like acoustics.
No, I'm all on board for acoustic pedals, because generally acoustics plugged in sound shit, and you need to cover up what they sound like. So I've actually in the past run an acoustic board with an acoustic guitar at open mics, because no one wants to hear just an acoustic plugged in without it at least covered with a bit of chorus and reverb and delay.
Yeah, no one needs that
absolutely.
negativity in their life, do they?
100% true. Or mic'd up.
Yeah, but I mean, an open mic night, it's a bit of a hassle to, tell people not to move and
100%.
all that nonsense.
Or
Whereas,
if you've got one acoustic song in your set.
yeah. Well, no, like I used to, when I used to go to open mics, I used to get there at the start of the night and put a pedal board down so that people could like have a little bit of, so their acoustic guitar didn't just sound like a plugged in acoustic guitar. I used to get there early, plug that in, and let everybody use it, just because it stopped things sounding fucking horrendous.
So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Indeed. Josh.
Fucking horrendous.
Joshy.
That's where you can find me.
Joshy ZK. Oh, yeah. Things.
Joshy ZK on YouTube, the Corona Mortis, and the Guitar Geeks podcast on Instagram.
Indeed. And you also do feature
Simples.
on Pedalboards of Doom as well, which is fabulosa.
Okay, when my Mac decides to work, yes.
Inconsistent.
It's all
dear.
good now. It's all good. It's all good.
That's
For
Matt's new
now.
operating system, isn't it? Inconsistency.
And Matt, heel_Matt Q at Twitter and Instagram. Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
How long have you been saying that?
About 5 years, I think. That's I. So that's us for this week. That is us for this week. Oh, from myself, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. From Mr. Matt Quine. Say bye, Matt.
Bye, Matt.
Whee! And from the other guys, it will be a tatty bye and good night for this week. Ta-ra, everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, but I'm a thing.
Yeah, but that was it.
Why are frogs always so happy? They eat
Go on.
whatever bugs them.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Awful.
And that is the winner. Like, oh, for fuck's sake, is the best reaction to it.